engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Faith on Film. Holly, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Isaac. Got a good show. You got a good interview today, don't you?
I do. I got a chance to interview this young man, and I say young man because anybody under 50 now is a young man to me. But Aaron Greer, who's the owner of Next Horizon Studios, and several years ago, I think like 4 years ago, he did a series, which is something that I really like because it's a thriller series dealing with supernatural, spiritual battle. It's the story of the Archangel Michael, who is summoned back to earth to protect the chosen voices from the devil. It's called The Watchers, and it's available on Amazon Prime. But even more important right now, because we're getting close to Christmas, right? I can't believe we're almost at Christmas already.
I know.
Wow.
I know. Another year is
Anyway,
gone.
he's got a Christmas movie called The Soldier for Christmas, which is the story of Hannah, a military widow, and her young daughter as they rediscover the joy of Christmas as they fight for healing and love. That's also available on Prime. So it's going to be a good, fun show. But you got something for us after the interview, don't you?
I'm gonna do a little Holly on Hollywood review of Sarah Zoyle. Y'all have to go see this movie. It is such a good movie and perfect for the holidays. A perfect movie to take your family to. It's feel good. It's not a kiddie movie. I mean, this is one adults are going to enjoy it, and we'll talk about it after the interview.
Well, fantastic. Well, first, let's take a look at, normally we look at one trailer. Today, special occasion, we're looking at two trailers and then on to the interview with Aaron Greer.
Now war arose in heaven. Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon, that ancient serpent who is called the devil. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him.
What's happening now?
Long overdue spiritual revival is about to happen.
Your only concern now is finding this. Was infused with dark power.
Enough to kill an angel.
Exactly.
Sam's gonna try and destroy the leaders of the revival. They're gonna need your protection and help to stay on the path Father has planned for them. Michael, I need you to stay here on Earth and be a watcher again.
When called upon, I'll serve.
He's gonna do everything he can to try and stop it.
I'm not gonna ask you again. Who sent you?
Fight the battles they cannot see. Offer guidance where they need it.
It's time to go fight. I'm asking you to join me in the battle.
I'll always choose my father.
I feel burnt out from guys. Okay, so they haven't all been keepers. It's been 2 years since Andrea passed.
You have to trust that God's gonna pull both of you through this dark time.
Hannah, this is Sergeant Barnes.
Hannah Jacobs, would you like to go on?
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to Faith on Film.
Great. Hey, Isaac, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
That's cool. Now, we just saw each other at a conference at ICVM, and it's the first time I've officially met you in person. I think we've communicated before through Facebook, probably.
Yeah, we've touched base a few times, but yeah, like ICVM was like the first time we were actually really able to sit down and have a conversation, which was great.
That's cool. That's what I love about ICVM. It's a place where we actually get to meet those people that we sometimes communicate through Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, now you've done several things. I was looking at your IMDb here, and I see that you've done, I don't know, like 6 different projects. Two of them that I want to talk about today, and one of them is the series The Watchers. But the other one is a Christmas movie that, of course, we're getting close to Christmas now. So probably a great time to tell people about this Christmas movie they can watch. But before we get into all that, I want to know a little bit about you, how you got started in this business. Has it always been your desire to do Christian movies, or is that something that came later? So take it away. Let us know who Aaron is.
Yeah, let's see if I can keep this bio under 2 minutes here. I first got into this right around, I would say when I was a teenager. Like a lot of director filmmaker stories, I actually started out with playing with my dad's VHS camera. I just pulled in my brother, my friends, my cousins, and we just did a bunch of creative little stories, running around playing superheroes and stuff like that. It was actually my youth pastor at the time who introduced me to Pinnacle Studio, for everyone who's been editing digitally for a long time and remembers that. But it was a $99 editing software you could get at Best Buy back when it was still selling it in disc format. So I started playing with that to help out my youth group. That's where I think I really fell in love with it. I think that's also, quite honestly, where one of the few times I've had like real clarity from the Holy Spirit about what I'm supposed to do or a decision I'm supposed to make. And it was very clear to me, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I recognize that, like, my passion for storytelling, whether it was with action figures or just like, just running around with my buddies in the camera, like that was what God put on my heart and was called me to do. So a lot of my journey from there was just playing with cameras, learning more on internet forums, because we didn't really have YouTube at the time. And just experimenting and shooting different things, a bunch of little shorts, little action shorts. Again, that was pretty much all of high school. Went to college under the advice of actually, I believe, a member of ICBM, Ralph Winter. He was a mentor of mine back at the film school I was planning on attending after I did 4-year regular college. And he strongly advised me to get a double major degree in both English. So I had to study all the great literature of like Western literature and stuff like that. And so I understood really what makes a great story. And then he also said, a lot of filmmakers, they burn out because they don't understand the business. So also get a business degree as well. So I actually got a double major in English and business management from Hope College here in West Michigan. And then I went immediately into film school, which at the time there was a faith-based film school called Compass College of Cinematic Arts. And I'd been involved with them for a long time. I had done their high school camp and whatnot. And by the time I got there, they had a 1-year associate's program. So it was pretty much like a tacked on 5th year to get like an extra degree. And that's where I really got to dig in of like what the crew positions were, what's the hierarchy, how to, being a self-taught person, you learn how to like specialize in a couple positions and not having to be the master of everything. And really just got to hone my editing skills, my director skills. And most importantly for me, I think it was just learning to work within a team, because films definitely do not get accomplished by one person. You learn that very, very quickly. And from there, I actually went and interned on a bigger feature film in our side of the industry at the time. It was a romantic drama called Old Fashioned, which both members of ICVM were the director and executive producer. The director was Rick Swartzwelder, and then the executive producer was Nathan Nazario. Both of them I actually just reconnected with at ICVM just a few weeks ago, which was kind of crazy to see them after like almost 12 years. And I got a really good eye into what was going on there, because I was Nathan's executive assistant. I helped Rick close down the post house after we wrapped, after almost a month and a half production. I got to be the personal assistant to the lead actors. I literally drove her everywhere and made sure she stayed healthy throughout the entire shoot. I had to be the extras wrangler. I had so many different jobs on that film, but because it was such a bigger film, because at that time in like 2011, films like that were getting bigger budgets. So I was able to see a lot of stuff, see a big crew. I mean, we actually were one of the probably some of the earliest independent productions to use Alexa studio cameras. They had just come out, and we got access to 2 of them to shoot the film. And then that film actually came out a few years later and went up against Darren Aronofsky's Noah film over Valentine's Day weekend.
Wow.
So it was a crazy experience. And from there, it's just been continuing just to challenge myself. That's kind of like one of my rules for myself to keep growing as a filmmaker is every project I take out, I try to give myself some sort of challenge that I need to push myself somehow. So, with different short films, it's like, can I do it with a crew? Can I bring in an extra editor so I'm not the one editing? And then sometimes it's just as a director to shoot something and push myself as a director in terms of how I communicate with actors and stuff like that. And from there, it's just kind of rolled from short films to the Watchers TV series, and then finally to A Soldier for Christmas, which is the feature film.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about The Watchers, because that's a subject that I really enjoy. Now, that's a series. Tell me a little bit about that and how you got started with that one.
Yeah, no, honestly, you can see God's hand all over the Watchers show. And again, it's a good story. I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible. But yeah, no, The Watchers in a nutshell is a spiritual action thriller film or series. And it's highlighting the spiritual battle that's going on between angels and demons and how it bleeds over into our world. It's very much inspired by a great novel that I read when I was like in middle school or high school, which is This Present Darkness by Frank Peretti. Mm-hmm. So the older audience will probably remember that book. And I just really thought that was amazing how like the angels interacted, but while they're observing humans and protecting humans and serving as their protectors. But originally, it actually started off as a directing challenge to myself. I hadn't directed something in about 6 months, which, in filmmaker time, that's starting to get a creative itch that you got to scratch. And so I literally wrote this little short film that we planned to film in 2 days. It was really just 2 actors playing chess in the park, but the 2 characters are the devil and the archangel Michael. Mm-hmm. And it's all about the subtext going on between the actors and what the chess game's really about in the conversations they're having. So in 2018, we shot this short film. I just, I had only the intention of submitting it to, the Christian Worldview Film Festival, to ICFF, just make it, get around, like maybe see if it gets any attention. And just also because the actors I cast in that, I really wanted to work with them. And you actually met one of them. One of them was Kevin Porter, who played the Archangel Michael. He was at ICVM with me as well. And so got it done in 2 days, edited it. It was ready to go within a couple of months. And as I was getting ready to submit it, I actually, once again, felt a very strong push from the Holy Spirit tell me to hold on to it, put it on the shelf. And I was just like, why? I have no grand intention for this thing. And the feeling I got was, don't do anything with it. And I was like, oh, okay. So, 2018 passes, 2019 passes. I do a bunch of other cool things. Like I got to go shoot a sermon series with a pastor friend of mine in Israel, which was great. And then I come back from that, and that's when COVID hits the US. So, we all go working remotely. And so we get into 2020, and that's where I started to feel the urge of like, okay, so you got this short film. I want you to take that concept and flesh it out into a series. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool, exciting stories to tell about this. So I just started writing and got everything in pretty good shape. We had about 8 episodes, and I was still working at the film. I was now actually working at the film college I graduated from at the time. I was about in year 5 or 6 of working for them as like their content media creator and director. And we actually got approached by Vision Video and their streaming platform, Redeem TV. And they were at a point where they wanted to have an original show that they could get behind for their streaming platform. And they asked, and we were introduced by mutual friends to them. And they asked, do you guys have anything? And my show was production ready to go. There you go. And they liked the concept. They thought it was really like relevant at the time, which, we were in a whole different world at that stage. And we were like, yeah. So we actually, I got to actually call my 2 lead actors and tell them, so we got greenlight for a full TV series. And ironically enough, the first scene we filmed on the first day was that exact same scene all over again, which they thought was very hilarious. I was just like, this is irony right here. And yeah, we shot an 8-episode TV series in 17 days, and it released in 2022 on Redeem TV, and then it's gone on to be on multiple streaming platforms ever since, and it's been doing pretty well so far.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, let's jump into, for the 2 minutes we have left here, let's jump into A Soldier for Christmas. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Yeah, no, Soldier for Christmas just came from just speaking at different contexts I'd made at ICVM and kind of asking what the demand in the market was. And it definitely seemed like Christmas films were pretty much always going to be in demand. So I set out of combining some short story ideas that I had and combining them into kind of like the package of a Christmas film. And so as I was writing that with my distribution partner, kind of suggesting what things should be in the story just to kind of help make it more sellable, I actually suffered a family loss. My wife and I were in the middle of an adoption, and unfortunately it became an interrupted adoption, and we had to give my son back to his birth mother after a month and a half. And so, there was a lot of asking God, like, how do we get through this? How do we overcome this loss, this tragedy? And the journey God took me through of kind of learning just to trust in him to bring us out through the darkness, that there is hope at the end of this. That a lot of that played into the script, and I kind of leaned into that. And so we actually shot, that happened all in like the spring of 2023. And the script came together relatively quickly around like August by 2023. That was written, cast the actors really fast based on just people I knew, pulled the crew together. Again, from just people I knew, kept the budget and the crew very, very small. We shot in December of 2023, shot full 90-page script in 7 days straight. I think we averaged about 11 to 12 pages a day. And we pulled it off. And then we did a regional theatrical release in December of 2024. And then right as we came into this new year of 2025, we were able to secure a deal with Up Faith and Family for their streaming platform, which was a Christmas in July release on the streamer. And then we're going to be coming out on their cable network, Up TV, later this year around the holidays. We're hoping around Veterans Day to kind of tie into the military themes.
Awesome. So if people want to keep up with you, just learn about what else you're doing, because I'm sure you got more things up the sleeve there. Where could they follow you?
I am on Facebook and Instagram. My Instagram handle is Aaron Greer, just very straightforward. And then my company is Next Horizon Studios. We are on YouTube, and then I also have a separate channel that delves into some topics similar to you guys. It's called Faith, Family, and Film, and I just kind of like to talk about film subjects, kind of just from a Christian filmmaker's perspective, and how do you find that balance between trying to pursue this very crazy career in this kind of an industry, but also balancing your faith and your family obligations as well?
Wonderful. Well, hey, man, thanks a lot for taking time to be with us today. I noticed you've got a lot of work there behind you to clean up. I'm just teasing you.
There's equipment, there's light stands. It's just spread out all over in my home studio.
Oh, man, that's wonderful. All right, man. Well, again, thank you so very much. And folks, we'll be right back after this.
When the Jesus movement swept across the world 50 years ago, churches were divided against themselves. Based on a true story, Jesus Freaks is both a new book and a motion picture by writer and director Nina May. It's the story of two college kids who discover love, faith, and the power of the Holy Spirit changing lives around them. Follow their lifelong journey through spiritual awareness and supernatural encounters while embracing the power of the Holy Spirit in their lives.
What do we have to gain?
Pretty much everything.
I have loved you every day, every hour, every minute, every second ever since.
We don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need. We're connected, all of us.
That was a great interview, Isaac. Good for you. Good interview.
Thank you. I kind of can, do almost as good as you sometimes. I don't.
Yeah, you did great. But it was so interesting.
Something that was interesting to me, and I seem to have to hear this from several of the Christian filmmakers, is how they started since they were kids. And it's almost like they knew already, or if they didn't know, they certainly did act on it, is that God had already planned their careers, if you will, planned their calling He said something about starting as kids, using their dad's little video camera, and that's what I was doing. But I'm so old that mine wasn't even a video camera; it was a little wind-up film camera. So it's good to see that God's plans for our lives have been manifested through a lot of these Christian filmmakers now. But you got something very interesting, Holly.
I do. I'm going to do a little Holly on Hollywood movie review for everyone because this is a movie worth talking about. Sarah's Oil. It is a heartwarming, PG, remarkable, true story of an 11-year-old Sarah Rector, a black girl actually, who lived in Oklahoma Indian Territory in the early 1900s. Now, when she inherits land, which she does at that time, she believes God tells her there's oil on that land. And that begins her journey with greedy oil sharks and a wild encounter played by Zachary Levi, who I love. He helps Sarah fight for her oil and fight for her land. And this is just a beautiful story. It's that power of faith. It's the power of family, of friendship, of fortune. Sarah was brilliant. She knew about contracts. I mean, she knew about percentages, things that most 11-year-olds didn't know at that time. In fact, I don't really know today. She followed her instincts and her trust in God, along with her courage and her family who stood by her. And she became the first female African-American millionaire at 11 years old. Now, Nia Jackson Johnson plays Sarah, and she was phenomenal. She's a phenomenal actress. And then Zachary Levi, of course, plays the partner that was real life partner, Bert. And he is perfect. I love Zachary Levi in this role. Take your older kids to see this movie. It will inspire them for what God can do, no matter how old you are. And adults, you're going to love it too. It's not a kid's movie. It really is a great film that are going to appeal to adults of all ages. I can't say enough good things about this well-made, well-acted, great cast. So go see Sarah's Oil, and you'll leave inspired and full of faith. It's a great movie. And you liked it too, didn't you, Isaac?
I sure did. I just, well, first of all, I love true stories. There's something, and I love, by the way, at the end of the movies, I love when they show like the real people. Sometimes it's just pictures. Obviously, in this one, it was a time ago. But I absolutely thought the young girl, especially, did fantastic.
He did, and the real young woman was beautiful. She went on to build a huge house at that time for them with her money and her family, and supported all of them. I mean, the first millionaire at 11 years old. I never even heard this story. And Zachary Levi was saying, I never heard this story. When I read the script, I knew I had to do it. I mean, it is a true story, and it just goes to show you at that time too. I'm telling you, folks, this is about how young Indian children and Indian adults and blacks who lived on Indian land, these greedy oil tycoons would come and murder them and take their land. So it's their lives were threatened. This wasn't an easy thing that she did. And this story portrays it. And it is powerful how God moved in and protected her and her land and the family. It's a great story.
I do want people to know you actually did an interview like a couple of shows past. So that you did an interview with the producer. And I really encourage you folks, go to our YouTube channel and just look up for the show. I can't remember the number right now, but I'll put it down in the bottom of the screen so you can see it. And check out this interview that Holly did with the producer. Just great background stuff on, background information.
He does.
The movie and that young girl too.
He gives insights. Yeah.
Now,
thanks, Isaac.
Holly, would you say that it just appears to me that these faith, family, friendly, faith adjacent, faith, I don't know, there's several terms now. Does it appear to you like they're just getting better and better?
Better. I mean, this is not a Christianese movie. It's not bad light, bad sound, but it's a good story. No, this is a well-made, well-produced, well-acted, I mean, worth the money that you spend to go see it. Movie with the phenomenal musical score. I mean, and the way that he shot it, I loved it. No, yes, you're right, Isaac. We are seeing it step up. The bar has risen, and we can name the names of the one who raised the bar year by year and who've been doing it. Yeah. But I love seeing our Christian filmmakers, but you know what? They don't even like to say we're Christian filmmakers. They just want to say we're good filmmakers. We're making good movies that have parables. It's a parable for modern day. It's a story that tells a story, and it has faith elements in it. This is not a preachy movie. For instance, this one isn't, but you get it. You get the the talking to God and hearing, and you get the faith in it without, pounding you with it over the head. So I do. I'm excited to see, and there's so many coming up. David, the animated David's coming up for Christmas. Everyone's raving about that, and we're going to try to get an interview. I'm hoping we do. But it's got phenomenal Phil, doing the music, the voice of David. I mean, and then Angel's promoting it, so it's going to be out there. Everyone's going to be seeing it, and I think that's going to be a big one for the Christmas season. So we are seeing a lot of great movies, for sure.
That's wonderful. I look forward to next year. See what's happening next year.
I do too.
Well, Wally, let's take a quick little break right now and hear from one of our sponsors, and then we'll be back.
What makes Capernaum Studios different from other movie studios? We believe in empowering filmmakers to make stories that matter, inspire, uplift, and transform lives. From historically authentic sets to state-of-the-art, fully equipped sound stages, we offer immersive LED and green screen stages, ICVFX virtual production, period to modern sets, a first-century village featured in The Chosen, and much more. We provide everything filmmakers need to focus on what matters in making their vision a reality, producing meaningful content affordably without compromising creativity. Discovering what's possible when creativity meets purpose. Capernaum Studios, empowering filmmakers to make dreams a reality.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, Holly, in the minute and 15 seconds that we have left, you got anything else you want to share with us?
Well, you know what? For those of you who are still watching House of David on Amazon Prime, I'm just telling you, I'm enjoying it. It was veering a little bit from the Bible story, and I was kind of like, well, you're taking the story. And now he's bringing it back. They're bringing it back where, like, the story of David. But it makes it interesting, okay? It's very compelling, very dramatic storytelling, and I just can't compliment John Irwin enough for what he's doing with Wonder and how he's getting in there and making this his own. So anyway, for those of you who are watching, it's exciting. I think the final one, just aired. And then funny enough, the animated David is coming up, David movie, which is a completely different take that's going to be family friendly. All the adults are raving about it, even those who don't have kids. So this will be coming out for Christmas, and I'm excited. We'll be reviewing that soon and talking about that as well.
Fantastic. Well, that does it for today's show, Holly. Folks, remember, go check out our website, Faith on Film TV at, I was going to say, that was our email, faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. But no, just go to faithonfilmtv.com. That's faithonfilmtv.
Please go there. Please go there and like us and let us know we need your support. Thank you.
That's right. All right. See you next week.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.